So hey guys, today we are talking about the artifact Scythe. So artifact Scythe, as you all know, is essentially a lingering floodgate that prevents you from accessing your extra deck, and this is useless against exactly Fluandries, and not that much else honestly. Uh, I guess Labyrinth might not like being Scythe blocked either too much, like depending on the exact situation. Like there are situations where you do want you want to access your extra deck in Labyrinth, but yeah. Scythe, really annoying. So, with Artifact Scythe, this is super easy to summon on your opponent's turn. Like, it's barely an issue. I would argue it's not even an inconvenience because you can use this as a part of your lane climbing. So, pretty easy to just get access to Scythe. All we gotta do is we gotta summon Artifact Dagda. And if we summon Artifact Dagda, we can set our Artifact Scythe from our hand or deck to our spell and trap zone, and that'll be done, right? And we can also set this card from our hand to a spell and trap zone as a spell. So pretty easy to just like even if we open Scythe, not that bad. We can just set the Scythe and just not make Dagda and make something else instead. So pretty chill. Except if you're on the uh, getting Scythe end of things, I suppose. So, really degenerate combo in general is if we were to go Verte Scythe. So these guys are both link 2s, so pretty easy to get into both. So if we have a way into Dagda, then we can trigger the Dagda with like anything. So Rhoda would trigger Dagda to set Scythe, and then we can just get rid of the Dagda, it no longer matters, and then we can special summon Verte, and Verte is one way to do this, but we can just use Verte to send Fusion Destiny, and then we can summon Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. Good old DP. So if we summon DP, DP can then just pop like Verte plus Scythe, or it can pop itself plus Scythe, whatever you're feeling. It can pop something your opponent controls plus the Scythe, and then your opponent's probably down their normal summon, and also they're locked out of the extra deck now. Very, very not fun. So that's just the thing we can easily do. We can still easily do, but it's just not being played as much right now. But yeah, if you're going first, this is just super easy to do, and even if you're going second, you can always make Verte as a backup plan after like burning through most of your opponent's interactions. You can just make DP and start trying to trade off stuff on your opponent's field. So we can probably destroy one guy by battle with DP and then destroy another guy with DP's actual effect. So we could probably do like DP pop Verte and then pop one of our opponent's monsters or whatever. And that's non-target removal as well, which is pretty nice to have, I guess. And then the next turn you can do DP effect to pop again, and DP will come back the following turn. So that will be removing just by itself by making Verte, assuming you have like literally nothing else, that can potentially remove 3 cards by itself. More or less. So pretty rough, I guess, for your opponent. But there are technically other ways, of course, to pop the Scythe. So just to show off another one, let's go with, let's see. We'll do Twin, I guess. So if we have Live Twin, we can summon Evil Twin Kill, and then Evil Twin Kill can summon Lila, or we can use Trouble Sunny to summon Lila, and then that can pop the Scythe. And then that will work, and your opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, and it's probably GG. And this does require like some garnets, which is like a little bit problematic, but you know, it's a thing. And here's another way. So with the Unchained cards, you actually have multiple cards that can pop your own card. So we have Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. This has an optional effect to destroy one card you control. And that's one way we can do it. Another way we can do it is with Rakea can target one card you control, destroy it. And then we have Shayama, or not Shayama, but wait, Shayama does do it, but just not on our opponent's turn. So Sharvara can pop the Scythe by using this effect here. The only issue is we cannot special summon monsters except for fiend monsters, but this can kind of be dealt with if you can, I guess, prevent Sharvara from being special summoned is one way. And, well, I guess that's fine, right? Well, actually, the destruction is part of the effect, so it would be weird to negate this. I guess you change the location of the Sharvara and that would work. So it doesn't fully resolve. But, yeah. If we were to want to use Sharvara to trigger the Scythe, I think we have to, assuming if this is mandatory, let's see. During your opponent's turn, if the said card in spell and trap zone is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. This is mandatory, so this should trigger. So we can, I guess, IP away the Sharvara for something, like some sort of fiend monster, I guess. And that would still allow us to summon Scythe. Or I guess we could use Sharvara as the target for escape, so we can pop Sharvara and then pop one of the cards that our opponent controls, or we could just pop one of the monsters we control and then pop the Scythe, or if we have anything get popped, we can then activate Shayama to then, or not Shayama, Yama to pop the Scythe after it does the Monster Reborn effect. So, a lot of ways we can trigger this, and actually, does this allow you to destroy any card on the field? Hell yeah, it does. Pop Scythe. So that's like a bajillion different ways we can pop Scythe, I guess. And I think that doesn't Wailing also allow you to pop a card? Yes, that also works to trigger the Scythe. So yeah, we have a whole lot of ways to just trigger Scythe. And that's in Unchained, I guess, so that makes sense, I suppose. But just in general, Scythe, pretty easy to access, in my opinion. And I guess one really dumb way we could access Scythe, so I'll just throw this out there. We have Shooting Riser, so we can do, let's see if I can find it. Shooting Riser to dump Scythe to make it level 2, and then we can use this to make Baron, and then Baron can special summon Scythe from the graveyard. And if you want to attempt to cult by this, we can Baron negate it. We do lose the Baron Omni, but pretty sure the Scythe will resolve, like, yeah. So now you're extra deck locked, so good luck with that, I guess. And yeah, you're probably in pain, so yeah, not much else to say there. But Scythe, it does fall off a bit now because Bestials exist. That's about it. Aside from that, right? It's not like Fire King or Snake Eye Fire King or any of those decks, like just Yubel. I don't think any of those decks appreciate being under Scythe, like, at all. And thinking right now, the only deck that can play around, well, not play around, play after Scythe resolves is probably, like, Voiceless Voice. But that's just not completely true because we still have one more factor to consider. You do have an end board after this because it isn't that hard to commit fully to just the Scythe, and this does remove a lot of your opponent's options here. So yeah, that's rough. The only other deck I can think of that can kind of deal with this potentially might be like Hishtira, because they have like, just in general, strong kind of main deck monsters. So yeah, Scythe. It can still cook a lot of decks here. So I'll just real quick take a look at Master Duel meta, sure. And then I'll just go over every single deck that would get cooked by a Scythe. So that should not take long, I guess. So might as well. Yubel. Yeah, you're probably cooked. And the only thing you have to really look out for is the Yubel main deck monsters attacking into your big guys to potentially game end you by battle damage because they reflect, but it's probably not that bad. Snake Eye Fire King. Well, you can't like access anything in Snake Eyes. So Snake Eyes are you have Flamberge, and that is it. You don't have much else aside from Flamberge. So we just need to negate Flamberge's effect to put like a guy back, and then deal with Subversion, and then we're probably okay. Considering we have like DP as well, I don't think it's that problematic. Assuming we do like Verte, Dagda, Scythe, it's probably fine. Branded. Yeah, the branded main deck is worthless without being able to access your extra deck. Uh, and then Mathmac, Tearlament, Dragonlink, uh, normal Snake Eyes, Centurion, Rescue Ace, Voiceless Voice. So Dragonlink might be fine because they have Bestials, but if we were to do like the Shooting Riser line instead, do summon the Scythe, you can't really stop it in Dragonlink unless you commit multiple Bestials. So that is probably not going to work out that well. Tearlaments, let me think. No, you're cooked. Snake Eye, same thing really as Fire King Snake Eye. It's not really that different. Centurion. Yeah, your main deck guys do nothing, so you're cooked. Rescue Ace. If you can still manage to do something with like Turbulence and Preventer, you might have something, but you probably don't have anything, honestly. Mathmac. Same issue as like Centurion. Your main deck guys do nothing. Labyrinth. You Scythe pass. You do not even care. Immediately on like the second turn, you don't care at least, right? So Voiceless Voice, Ritual deck. So you don't need to special summon from the extra deck necessarily. So you're probably okay. So just like the majority of decks are going to get cooked here. So the things that won't are, I guess mostly, we're looking at Ritual decks that don't special summon from the extra deck, like immediately, I guess, or I guess Centurion can special summon on the next turn, but I mean, not really. We DP pop the field spell, right? Yeah, so not really. Indeed. Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. So, what do we realistically have now? Also, I guess we can pop Primera as well as the field spell. It's one or the other, and then we can pop the field spell next turn if we're actually feeling it like that. But okay. What else do we have here? I don't think we have much. So, yeah. If we did want to Scythe Block, we can still Scythe Block. It's a little bit worse than like before, but still viable at least. If we do Shooting Riser lines, Dagda lines, or like Dagda Verte lines, or whatever we want to do, Scything is just going to be an option still. Did people maybe forget a little bit too much about Scythe? I mean, we'll see. So right now, Bestials are going to make a little bit of a comeback because they just got freshly Drewsworm is now unlimited, so we can mess around with that a little bit, and that's about it. Aside from that, I don't think like Bestials are going to matter that much, like per se, right? It's mostly going to be Dragonlink. Depends on the exact Scythe list, but I guess I'll probably be able to come up with like a Scythe list like sometime next week. So we'll see if I can make a list that actually doesn't care about Bestials, because I guess the Scythe doesn't hit the graveyard till the next turn, actually. So as long as I have a way to protect it after that point, it's probably going to be able to game end my opponent. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.